Hello, everyone. Thanks for checking in with Callie. So the Clippers winning streak had to end, at 9 games. And I feel like it only really due to the fact that Kawhi Leonard didn't play. Shout out to the, Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't feel like they should have beat the Clippers that bad or, had that amount of lead on the Clippers, honestly, because, you still got 3-star players on there. But, it just really goes to show you how much Kawhi Leonard really makes a difference. When Kawhi is in the game, it takes more pressure off of Paul George to guard the opposing team's best player and, go at him physically, things like that, because Kawhi takes that job. And then sometimes, it's more, Kawhi rotate off the best player and then, rotate back and forth, guarding them. It makes everybody's job a lot easier. And plus, with Kawhi's defense, the way he controls the game so much and commands so much respect on the floor, teams scheme a lot different against the Clippers when he's around because he can just disrupt everything you're trying to do as the opposing team who's playing against the Clippers. Whereas when Kawhi is not there, now it's like, okay, we go straight at Paul George. We're going to go at James Harden because he's really not a defender. Russ can't really defend at a high level like, Kawhi or somebody like that, and the rest of the guys are just gonna follow. It's like a domino effect, and that's why I feel like teams, I feel like that's part of their game plan going in against the Clippers when they play them without Kawhi Leonard because because the Clippers don't have that dominant type guy that can really just mess up the other team's game plan. And OKC, I'm not gonna lie, they look really good. They got, balanced scoring from everywhere. It was, I think Shea SGA had about 31. That Chet Holmgren, honestly, a lot of people talking about Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is good, but Chet Holmgren really, he might actually be the rookie of the year. Who knows? But as far as the Clippers, definitely some defensive issues there, defensive breakdowns, some misassignments. You really just go all around the board. The Clippers cut it close by halftime. I thought Paul George might get it going a little bit more, but things like that happen. He ended up having 22. I think Harden had 23, which is, around about, where their average, or at least Paul George's, average. But I personally do believe if they see them again with Kawhi Leonard, I think the outcome be a whole lot different. Kawhi was out with a hip contusion. He was questionable for the game. Paul George is actually questionable for the game too, but he actually ended up playing, which was, I thought, would give the Clippers the advantage, because they still got, their second best player with Harden and Westbrook along with the rest of the crew. So I figured, I really thought the Clippers still might actually beat them. I figured it'd be a close, narrow victory, maybe by like 3-4 points, something like that. I didn't think it'd be like a blowout or anything on either side, but I guess I was wrong on that because, them being up by, OKC being up by 20 points in the fourth quarter, I didn't see that because the Clippers are just overly talented. And honestly, with them figuring things out the way they figured out the last few weeks, even though Kawhi wasn't there, I still figured that they might find a way to, win a game like this one because it was winnable. It really was for the Clippers. They just didn't, come with the defensive mindset that they had. And like I said, without Kawhi Leonard being there, the defensive mindset is a lot different when, Paul George and James Harden have to try to guard SGA and stuff like that. Because when Kawhi is there, they don't even have to worry about that. They don't have to expend that type of energy. You see what I'm saying? Which allows their offense to flow a lot better and everything works out that way because Kawhi is built to do that. You see what I'm saying? Not the other players, which is the reason why, he's the best player on the team because he's built longevity for, sustainable runs and against better competition and winning championships. So, with that being said, definitely was, a chink in their armor there. But hopefully Kawhi comes back for the next game. I believe he will because I think the next game, of course, I think it's against the Celtics. So, that's a pretty big game. Definitely a game that they want to try to get, be definitely, playing against one of the best, or if not the best team in the league, considered, by some in the Celtics, because they definitely are very loaded. From top to bottom. And Derek White, he's been playing very good. He's really good defensively. He's probably their X factor, on that team that a lot of people might not really talk about. But Derek White is really, a good, solid role player for them along with Drew Holiday, which is a huge pickup for them defensively, I thought, especially, losing Marcus Smart the way they did. But regardless, I still think, if Kawhi is there, I definitely think, the Clippers will pull that one out as well. I don't think that'll be a blowout either way. I definitely think that'll be a nail biter type game. Because the Celtics are good, but the Clippers are very good too, especially when the Claw's on the floor, because I think he's going to have something to say about what Jason Tatum, is going to bring if he guards him enough. I'm not sure how much Kawhi is going to guard him if he does play, against the Celtics, which I believe he will be back against the Celtics. But regardless, the Clippers been playing good. Overall, they won nine out of their last 10. That's still great. That's still unbelievable. I mean, they were the 11th seed. Now they're like the 5th or 6th seed, which is, very good in their estimation. And they're actually right where they want to be because, with that being said, they're within striking distance of, going at that number one spot. They just need health on their side. And like I said, I believe they'll be healthy going forward. Nothing really major going on too much, right, in regards to health wise. And I think they'll be fine. I just want to see more or less with the Clippers, with them, when they start playing these better teams, better competition. I want to see how they're going to implement, Mason Plumlee, back in there, because that's the one. He's the one piece I kind of actually worry about now that Daniel Tice is there, and him playing the way he's playing. I wonder how much are they going to use Mason Plumlee, because they might, his skill set will be very needed against some of the better competition, especially against a team like the Celtics. Like hypothetically, like they had him, he would be a very good piece, against somebody like the Celtics, because he would bring that extra energy, get extra rebounds, things like that. Where Daniel Tice, he's more perimeter based, and he'll get into the paint and do his thing, but he can stretch the floor and shoot threes and stuff. So sometimes he's found on the perimeter a little bit more than I would like him to be. But there again, that's more his game. He's kind of like, he's more or less an all-around center. Shoot, score a little bit in the paint, he'll block some shots, he'll post up. He kind of a little bit all around, where Mason Plumlee is a little bit more within the paint, and he's more based out of there. So I feel like any interior, he helps with the interior defense a little bit more, almost like Zubac does. So, I definitely think, he would, fit good in a situation like this going against the Celtics. He would be a valuable X factor in a game like this going against the Celtics. But I mean, for the most part, the Clippers just, muffed the game. They got that out the way. It's fine. They're still in good contention. They're still right where they want to be. And they're just going to keep on moving forward. But I definitely think the next time they play him will be a lot different, especially if the Claw's on the floor. OKC might see a big difference in regards to playing the Clippers, in regards to playing them last night. So, but I mean, hey, like I said, it's just one game. It's no panicking, no nothing. Just move on to the next and just be ready for the next one against the Celtics, because I can tell you that one's definitely going to be a little bit tougher.